So here's my take. We live in a time where we rarely have the time to think, and that makes us consume more and think that consuming more is the solution to our problem. So it's very recent that we live in a society where at every moment you're able to not think. Um, Ironically, think about it. Uh, 30, 40 years ago, if you were to go clean or go for a walk or shower, you still had the luxury of just doing that activity. You could debate that we still had music and stuff, but music isn't as engaging as social media, watching shorts, watching a movie, etc., etc. And it's not like it was very common to listen to music in the shower. Um, Maybe it was, but all that to say that it's very recent that we live in a society where every moment of your life, including sleep, can be paired with something stimulating. So you could watch Netflix while doing the dishes, you could listen to a podcast while you walk, you could browse social media or play video games between meetings, you could even browse the internet while you're in class. So that tend to make us a lot more of consumers than we were before. And while it's not the main use for a lot of people, it's one use. It's to escape negative emotions. So we would go through bad moments, a breakup, um, family member died, or even more trivial things. Someone just talked to you in a bad way, you feel bad about yourself, you just remembered something that happened when you were a kid. And while before we had the luxury of just sitting with our thoughts for a couple minutes, today we kind of escape them all the time. And when I have a bad emotion, I would go and try to kind of mitigate it very quickly by not thinking about it. And I think the danger of this is not even that situation itself, is that we've been so conditioned to have that habit of escaping our negative emotions by consuming that we don't even think that we're doing it anymore. So what I mean by that is that you might have negative emotions that you internalize and that you don't think about consciously, and you might start feeling a bit of stress or a bit of uneasiness, and you just go right away for the phone, not even think about what might have made you feel that way. It's just automatic. You just go for that phone, you just go for that stimuli because you're trying to escape that negative emotion, and that negative emotion might have been sitting in your head for like years and you haven't sat with it for years. And it doesn't even need to be as traumatizing as, I don't know, you had a very bad childhood, I don't know, you're abused as a child. It doesn't even need to be as traumatizing as that. It could be as simple as you lost your pen when you were 7 and you were very sad about it. And you've never really thought about that incident and try to, work through it in years. And that still haunts you today. But you'd never know because you don't spend any time thinking about it. We don't spend any time thinking about it. So consuming today has been a very big mean of escaping negative emotions for me, and I think for a lot of you guys watching as well. And I've been trying to be more present and more conscious with those feelings. It's not something that you can do just like that. It needs to be a habit. But that's my first take. Consuming has been a means to escape negative emotions and has been such a internalized habit that we don't even think about it that way anymore. When someone feels bad or stressed and then just go and reach for his phone, he's not thinking, okay, my body's trying to tell me something and I'm trying to escape it. He just thinks that it's normal, right? Second thing is, who is this benefiting if we think about it? And we don't need to go into theories or start acting like there's aliens everywhere or anything. The big companies selling us a lot of stuff: Netflix, Facebook, Pepsi, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, all these big companies, Unilever, Procter and Gamble's, selling us products, selling us services, so we still stay on the hook. They're winning. They're 100% winning, and I can tell you that for a fact because I am in marketing. I've worked in marketing and I studied marketing. So all of that world really interests me. And there are psychologists, there are marketers, even therapists, um, like a psychotherapist, working with these companies to keep us hooked. Like, this is not a secret to anyone. But the fact that we always try to escape our negative emotions by consuming is benefiting these companies. And slowly you realize that this is kind of feeling like a dystopian movie that was quite popular in the 90s. Um, it's kind of a dystopian movie. We live in a society where there's big companies selling us products, selling us services, so we escape our negative emotions and escape situations that we don't want to deal with by consuming. This is kind of like this is a mental image I have, like a pig with a tube right in his mouth just eating slop 24/7. This is kind of what a lot of us feel like. At least this is what I feel like sometimes when I'm like just running all the time, running away from my thoughts, and instead of sitting with them, I'm just trying to consume. So this is kind of one derivative of capitalism. Uh, Obviously, always more profit, and we don't really place the human at the center of this. At least we might tell you that human is very important and it's our values and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, it's the shareholder value that matters most. And if it means that humans need to escape their emotions and never think again to consume more, it is what it is, and that's kind of what we're living. And to end the video, my third and final take, is that thinking makes us free. Countless writers, scientists, philosophers debated and wrote on this matter. Thinking makes us free. When I think, I'm able to look at my past, look at my childhood, look at different events that I've lived, and kind of put the puzzle together to understand who I am. And when you make peace with your past, you're able to kind of work in your present and be able to move forward in the future. And for that reason, if we don't have the opportunity to think, we're not free. And if we're not free, it's definitely not benefiting us. It's benefiting the capitalistic society, because we're just, you remember that pig with a tube? That's what we are. We're just eating food all the time. But we're more than pigs. We're a lot more than that, and we're able to think if we truly want to. And when you get the opportunity to think and really think, and thinking is literally like doing nothing and just sitting with your thoughts. There is that famous sentence. I don't remember the author, but the like something like most of all of man problems comes from the fact that they can't sit 30 minutes in the room without doing anything. I'm paraphrasing. It's not the exact sentence. I don't remember the author. If you know him, please write him down in the comments. But it's very true, and it couldn't be more true today. But if you start viewing thinking in that way, in the way that thinking makes you free, then that's when we actually start winning as humans, as a community, and as a society. And the goal of this is not to kind of start opposing society and us and make us contrarians and make us like, yeah, I hate society, I hate the capitalistic society. No, no, no. This is not the goal. It's a game and we're all playing. But the thing is, again, it's a game and we need to play by the rules of the game. And in the game, it's as if there's a part of you that's conscious, like 10% of you that's conscious and that sees that, okay, what we're doing is not okay. It's not okay to not think all the time. It's not okay to consume all the time. And 90% of you is abiding by that truth. Yes, we need to consume. This is how it is. This is life now. We need to awaken that 10%. And that 10% needs to take over. And we need to start thinking more. At least that's something that I've been telling myself. I need to think more because everything in my environment is telling me to think less. And when we think less, that's when we stop growing and just start consuming. Nothing's wrong with consuming, just like nothing's wrong with anything if you do it in the right proportions. And obviously, it's a big exaggeration. There are some things that are wrong, but in the realm of what's morally okay and what is legal, everything can be good in small amounts in good proportions. So consuming is okay as long as it propels you, it makes you feel better, it makes you be more peaceful, makes you more creative, it makes you create more, it makes you benefit society, it makes you benefit your family. That's okay. But the proportion to where to what we consume as society, reading countless studies about the number of hours we spend on our phones, on social media, I don't think it's okay. I don't think we're benefiting of it. And the real benefiters are the big corporations. It's not us. So that's my take for today. We live in a time where we rarely have the time to think, thus making us consume more, thinking it's the solution to our problems, when it's not. So that's my take. Thinking makes us free. So let's think all together. Please let me know what you think. Very funny. What you think in the comments. What's your take? I read all of the comments, obviously. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.